welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing something a little bit different from my usual. If you're new here, hi, I'm Olga, and I usually make sewing content that is vintage inspired and sometimes a little bit nerdy. I'm going to be mending this cardigan that I'm wearing right here. It's a very basic round neckline with, straight shape. It's a very classic cardigan, looks kind of like a 50s cardigan. It's originally from Primark, but I got it, I want to say at least 12 years ago. I think more, but I can't quite place it further back than that. It's been a while. I've worn it a lot and it's very warm. It's a very lovely cardigan. It's in pretty good shape considering how old it is and the quality from the place where it came from. I take really good care of my clothes. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I'm pretty into clothes. I think the fact that this is actual Angora wool, or a percentage of actual Angora wool, helps a lot. 25% wool and the rest is nylon. I've always taken care of it and cared for it as if it is 100% wool, and I've always really looked at my clothes, even from a young age, as a collection more than just things that I wear. And that's why I have things that are so old. A lot of things I don't have anymore because obviously your body changes over time, so they stop fitting. But mostly I've gotten rid of things because they've stopped fitting and not really because they've stopped being wearable. Anyway, today, this cardigan, it's had its fair share of mending so far. I've already had a couple of sets of buttons on it. It was missing a button. I couldn't find it anywhere, and I also didn't have another one in my stash that matched. I'm pretty sure I saved the button. I just couldn't find where that safe place was. And this cardigan has also had some mending done in regards of holes being patched, and I would just go in with dark navy thread and stitch it up. It happened a few more times in a few more places, and I do think that, stitching it up just makes it look bunched up. I went ahead and did some embroidery on this cardigan to hide those holes. Some of them were pretty sizable, so I did have to patch the hole first and then do the embroidery. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be showing you how I do it, what materials I used, all of that good stuff. So I'll let voiceover Olga take over from now, and I'll see you at the end of the video. Okay, so like I said, the cardigan is missing a button, which I have been unable to find. And it's also got some holes in the right side of the front, and I'm pretty sure there was some on the right sleeves as well. At first, I couldn't find them, and then I couldn't stop finding holes on that sleeve. As for the materials I'll be using to embroider on this cardigan, I really like to use tapestry thread or any kind of lightweight wool or yarn on cardigans and sweaters, just to match the weight of the garment. I didn't actually have a ton of tapestry thread in my stash in the colors that I wanted to use for this, so I did end up using mostly yarn scraps from previous projects that I had saved. Basically, my original idea was to embroider some flowers over the holes, but make it nerdy by doing flowers from Animal Crossing, actually in the colors available in the game. I'm going to use an embroidery hoop to help keep the fabric from stretching or doing anything weird, and I did get started on the largest hole that I had in the right side of the front. I first did a bit of a patching stitch just to kind of bring the two sides of the fabric together so I could actually have something to anchor my embroidery stitches to. I could also have added some interfacing or a backing fabric, but like I said, it's an old cardigan and I didn't really feel like it. So after the hole was somewhat closed, I just started doing a design to cover it properly and to reinforce that area. I started with a hyacinths. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it because it's one of those words I've only ever seen written and never actually heard anybody say. But yes, they're my favorite flower from the game, and it's a really simple flower to recreate. It's basically French knots in a sort of cylindrical shape, and then a stem. For the stem, I switched to a light green and I did chain stitches, and then I did lazy daisy stitches for the sleeves. I'm using a tapestry needle, by the way, kind of like you can use for weaving in your ends of a crochet project or a knitting project. When my hyacinth was done, I switched to the next hole on the front piece, and I thought I'd make a tulip, but honestly, I thought it looked so bad. So I ended up unpicking it and leaving the project for the night to think about what I wanted to do. I came back the next day, fresh and ready to finish it, with my mind made up to make it all hyacinths, but make them super colorful.
I say that, but I had already obviously done a few before I started filming. Yeah, I apologize about that, but really it's just repeating those 3 stitches to form flowers and stems and whatever to hide a hole, so it's very repetitive. When I got to the sleeves, I had to switch to a different embroidery hoop just because of the shape and like size of them. I have this plastic hoop that's kind of like an oval, and it's really practical for certain designs or certain garments like this one. It helped me make the sleeves easier to embroider, but I'm not gonna lie, the further up the sleeve I went, the more annoying it got. And I got the other side of the sleeve stuck in my stitches a few more times than I care to admit, to be honest. One of those times I was really annoyed at it, and I decided I would just cut the fluffy hairs that were stuck, because this is Angora, but it turned out not to be just fluffy hairs, and actually gave myself one more hole to patch, so that was an especially low point. Anyway, I kept going, trying to arrange the colors in a fun way so that the same colors wouldn't really end up too close to each other, and then I even embroidered over some of the holes that I had mended the last time that I was mending this cardigan. I did leave some of them though because they were quite far up the sleeve and I really didn't feel up to it. I also added a couple of flowers to the front left because it felt a little bare, and I thought maybe it would like balance it out. I originally thought I would also add flowers to the other sleeve to make it look more purposeful, but honestly after doing, the actual embroidery on a sleeve, I decided I was okay with it looking unbalanced. And when I was done with all the flowers, I unpicked the buttons and added new ones. They were in my stash from a previous project, but they're from Hemline, I believe. I'll link them below. They're a very cute pink with a textured edge, and I thought they matched the cardigan's like new floral vibe, I used my thread doubled up to sew them faster. I'm using polyester thread here, regular sewing thread, and this also makes it extra sturdy. And after a very good lint rolling, I was ready for the reveal.
So I'm really happy with it. I think it came out so cute. I love this like little cluster here. It's weirdly placed, but I think that kind of adds to this whole like aesthetic of it being like really homemade, and it's mended and it looks like it was mended. And I think that I've always wanted my mending to not look like it was mending. One of the reasons why I haven't really taken on this whole like actual doing patches and like making that really visible is because I don't love the look of it being homemade. I want it to look like it's professionally made. But for this cardigan, because I've had it for so long, I just thought it'd be cute. I'm a little bit sad because it's now gotten warm again. I've definitely prolonged the life of this cardigan for even a few more years. That's the video for this week. If you enjoyed that and maybe you learned something new, who knows, you should consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I post new videos every Friday at 4 p.m. GMT, and as I said in the beginning, they're usually vintage inspired and sometimes a little bit nerdy, and I guess sometimes they're a little bit mendy. That's not a word. You can also follow me on Instagram or TikTok. I'm usually more active on Instagram, but either way is fine. I am active on both of those platforms. So make sure you give me a follow so you know what I'm up to, and you can get little sneak peeks of things coming before they actually arrive here on the channel, and a lot of photos of my dog, I'm not gonna lie. Any products that I have linked in the description, and some might be affiliate links, which is a really good way for you to support my channel if you've been looking for one. But I think that is everything that I have to say for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.